Though storm surge and wind cause the most amount of damage when a hurricane makes landfall, another threat you can't ignore is the potential of spin-up tornadoes, especially out and ahead of when a hurricane makes landfall. Tornadoes are generated by something called wind shear. That's a phrase that represents how the winds change as you move higher in Earth's atmosphere. To help you visualize this concept, though, I built this little contraption here. Now, there's really two types of wind shear. The first type is called directional wind shear. It refers to when the wind is moving in different directions in different levels of the atmosphere. The second type is called speed shear. That refers to when the winds are moving at a faster speed the higher in the atmosphere you go, and that's the type that's most important to focus on when a hurricane is making landfall. If you think of this piece of paper as representing the wind, when you have a concept of speed shear in place, faster moving winds in the upper parts of the atmosphere encourage the air to almost do a somersault on itself and generate a horizontal rotating column of air. Now, when a hurricane's nearby, if it happens to get caught up in one of the storm's updrafts, that horizontal column of air turns into a vertical column of air that we would refer to as a tornado. The wild thing is that hurricanes generate their own wind shear as soon as they start moving on land. When a storm is over the water, there's less friction between the hurricane and the surface than when the system begins moving on land. This drag and resistance it meets when making landfall slows the wind down in the lower part of the storm while the upper level winds keep up their speed. But pay attention, because not every part of a hurricane produces tornadoes equally. To find the area of greatest concern, you have to look for what's called the dirty side of the hurricane. To find it, look at the storm from above. Note the direction it's moving and then draw a big plus sign. It's here in the right front quadrant where tornadoes are most likely. This part of the storm tends to have the most winds with a hurricane, and because this is when onshore winds move on land first, that's where you'd find the most internal wind shear capable of spinning up tornadoes. Now, Hurricane Ivan in 2004 caused the most number of confirmed tornadoes by one tropical system. Of the 120 that hurricane spawned, 18 of them happened right here in Florida. Reporting local in Fort Myers, I'm First Alert Meteorologist Rob Duns, NBC2.